I can't believe I just did that on camera. That needs to be burned. Okay. Hey guys, it's Mariah here, and that was weird. Hey guys, hello. Today I wanted to talk about that's 10. Oh gosh. I wanted to talk about 5 things I wish I would have known in or before starting high school. Everyone knows high school is a pretty big time in everybody's life, right? I mean, it really is. And I don't like when people hate on high schoolers or teenagers because it's a struggle sometimes. You're trying to figure out who you are, what you're supposed to do for the rest of your life. And there's a lot of stresses that come with that. And so, having just graduated high school, I wish I would have known these 5 things because I feel like it would have changed some of the ways I would have done stuff like through high school. So, here we go. Alright, number 1. Enjoy the moment while you're in it. Now, this doesn't give you permission to just go do stupid stuff that you shouldn't be doing. But what I mean by this is, trust me when I say it goes by really fast. And I know as a high school student, I would hear so many adults say, oh, enjoy it because it goes by so fast and then you have to be an adult and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I cannot wait to get out of here. But they were right, guys. I look back over high school and I'm like, how in the world was that 4 years? Like, that does not feel like 4 years at all. Do what you love to do. I loved drama. So no, I didn't play sports in high school, and I'm not the most athletic person ever, and it took me a really long time to be okay with that. But once I did, and I just embraced, like, being in drama and drama season, it's what I love to do. When you find that thing that you love to do it wholeheartedly and enjoy it and just cherish it and remember it. Because, like, I don't know if I'll ever do plays like that or musicals again now that I've graduated. So I wish I would have not taken all those rehearsals for granted, or like just tried to get through them so I could move on to the next thing, or so I could move on to the play. I wish I would have just relaxed a little bit and enjoyed being there in the moment, even in boring stuff like rehearsals. They weren't always boring. They're actually pretty lit most of the time. But have fun being where you are. I know being a high school student can be stressful sometimes, and so just have fun with the stuff that's fun. I may get a little bit of hate or a lot of bit of hate. I don't know. There's a lot of pressure by schools and adults in your life that are really just trying to help you, but it's okay to not have your life completely figured out by the time you graduate high school. Okay? It's okay to not have your life completely figured out by the time you graduate high school. Did you hear it? Do I need to say it again? No, okay? Like, there's those people in your class that are like, know that they're gonna be a doctor and they've known that since they were 3 years old. God bless those people, okay? They are amazing. That is so cool that you know exactly what you want to do with your life. But for the rest of you that don't know what you're doing with your life, it's okay. Like, it is not the end of the world. By the time I graduated, I just felt so much pressure. I felt like I had to make a decision so they'd have something to say when I walked across the stage when I graduated. And so I chose teaching at a state school here local, which is fine because that's what I thought I wanted to do at the time, kind of, but it never really felt totally right. But I kind of just said it because it sounded good kind of thing, and it seemed like I might be happy doing that, but I honestly had no idea. When I graduated, I did a complete, like, 180 shift here, and now I'm moving to Florida to go to film school. No, my life completely changed. I'm getting ready to be making videos and working creatively for the rest of my life, which I'm so excited about. I actually didn't pull out of that state school until I went with my mom to enrollment day at that school, and I was like, I can't. She was like, you don't want to be here, do you? And I was like, it's not what I'm supposed to do. And so even at that point, I didn't know exactly what I was supposed to do. I just knew I couldn't be there, and that's not ultimately what God had for me. A lot of people stress about not knowing what to do or what God wants them to do with their lives, and let me just assure you that I believe that there'll be an opportunity that comes, and you'll just know. There'll be a peace about what you're doing. Like, when I got accepted into film school, I just kind of knew. Like, I was not expecting to get accepted, but once I did, I was like, that's it. That's what I'm supposed to do. So, take a deep breath. It'll be okay, and you'll figure it out. So, number 3. Okay, I'm going to try to say this one very gently, I guess, because I remember hearing this while I was in high school and thinking, like, ouch, you just really belittled my feelings and how I'm feeling. That is not what I'm doing in the least. When you're in high school, everything that happens feels like it's huge, like it's your entire life. Some things might feel like it's the end of the world, and it's not, because there is life after high school. And the people that like their entire life was based on high school, that's really sad. If that's like the highlight of your life, it should be a highlight, but it should not be the highlight of your life. So take a deep breath. The things that you're feeling right now and the friendships that you have that you swear are gonna last forever, you might have one or two that last for a very, very long time or forever, but most of the time they don't, and that's okay, because you are growing as people, and if you're not the same people that you were in high school, that's good. You want to be growing, and you'll have friends outside of high school, and that should give you hope. That should make you feel like, oh, like, I failed that quiz today, but it's okay, because it's not the end of the world. Okay. This is gonna sound super cliche, but it's true. Be yourself. Like, be yourself. 110%. If you are being fake to make friends or to fit in, you're only gonna have fake friends. I promise you, I swear, like I've been there. If you will be yourself for long enough, you will find your people, find your niche, find people that have common interests as you and that like to do the same things as you. But don't feel like you have to be someone else to make friends, because that's ridiculous. You should be proud of who you are, and you should like the things that you like. If you like video games, then you should like video games, and someone will eventually come along that likes video games as well, and you guys will be able to play video games together. If you like basketball, then play basketball and like basketball and talk about basketball. Like, you shouldn't have to just live in this little box because you think that this is who you're supposed to be to make friends. That's dumb, and it's stupid, and it's not worth your time, and ultimately it'll make you super, super, super unhappy. Like, who cares what other people think? At the end of the day, like, really, who cares? I mean, you should care about, like, what your close friends and your family and, like, your church family think about you, but you should not be so wrapped up in what other people see in you that you can't even be yourself, because that's just ridiculous. You should love to be yourself, and you should be yourself. Be yourself, it'll make you happy, and you will make friends, I promise. You'll make friends. Alright, number 5. This one, I think, is the most important one on the list, and it's not a lesson that I really learned until, like, probably my senior year, halfway through my senior year. People are watching you. I don't mean that in, like, a creepy, like, stalker way, like, people are watching you. But I mean, like, people are watching how you live your life, and the friends that you choose to spend your time with, and how you treat your family, and things like that, and people see that. If you think back to like 8th grade, you knew all of the high schoolers, or at least most of them. You knew them by name, you knew their relationship status, you knew what kind of job they had or who they wanted to be when they grew up. Like, you knew about the high school students because you looked up to them. Well, let me just tell you, now that you are one, you've got middle schoolers and maybe even little siblings and things like that looking up to you, watching you to see what kind of decisions you make in life. Not saying that you have to be 100% perfect. You know how big of a deal it would have been as an 8th grader if a 10th grader would have taken the time to just say hi to you during the day? If you have the power to make someone's day or to make a difference in someone's life, don't you want to take it? You should. You should want to do that. As a high school student, you do have that kind of influence on younger kids, whether it's in your youth group or just at home with your siblings or at school with just kids you share the hallway with. Like, take time to invest in those kids. And in general, take time to invest in people around you. Because it can be really easy, not just high school students, but anyone in general, it's default to get really focused on yourself and be able to step back and look around you and find a way to invest in the people around you. With that being said, like, with your family, spend time with your family. I know it's easy to get wrapped up in activities and things you love to do in high school, and you should love to do them, and you should do them, but you should also have time for your parents and your siblings and your grandparents, because let me tell you, when you move out, you're gonna wish that you invested a little bit more in them and that you spent just a little bit more time with them. So those are my five things I wish I would have known going to high school, and I hope this helps you maybe a little bit, or if you know a high schooler, maybe this helps them a little bit. I don't know. Or maybe this just helps you relate to your high schooler a little bit, because high school can be rough sometimes, and it can be really stressful. And I hope you have an amazing day. Peace out. I will see you guys next time. Bye.